So there's this ancient military proverb that basically translates to placing oneself in a dead end to survive. Historically, you'd see generals actually burning their own bridges or deliberately sinking their own ships. And, well, why would they do that? Because when soldiers know for a fact that there's absolutely no retreat, they fight with an unstoppable ferocity. Now, obviously, we aren't fighting physical wars today, but we are absolutely fighting daily battles against our own complacency. So let's reframe this brutal, old school strategy into a highly practical psychological tool for your personal growth. In this explainer, we're going to look at how intentionally manufacturing a dead end in your modern life can unlock levels of motivation and clarity you probably never thought possible. Now, you might be wondering, why do our safety nets actually trap us? It's a fascinating modern paradox, really. Having a backup plan or, say, parents to fall back on often leaves us in this zombie-like state of not dying but not truly living. Think about it for a second. Our entire modern society is built around creating these safety nets. We're constantly told to always have a plan B, but from a psychological standpoint, that abundance of safety is exactly what's draining our drive. Sure, we don't starve if we fail, but we also don't thrive. We just kind of exist in this comfortable, lukewarm middle ground where infinite procrastination feels totally safe. Part 1. The modern comfort trap and conquering procrastination. Let's pivot away from this idea that a dead end is some kind of tragedy and instead look at how we can use it as a tactical choice to totally destroy our procrastination. Look, we all have that massive collection of online courses we've bought, but literally never watched, right? They're just gathering digital dust. We always tell ourselves, oh, I'll get to it later. Well, that comfort is the exact trap we're talking about. And our usual methods to beat this, they fail miserably, like setting an alarm clock to wake up early, or even setting 10 of them. It ultimately fails because your subconscious knows you have a way out. When that alarm rings at 6 a.m., you do a quick mental calculation. Hey, if I sleep another hour, nothing terrible will happen. That's self-supervision. It's notoriously weak because you're just negotiating with yourself. You have to shift from that internal weakness to external enforcement. You need social supervision. So to manufacture your own dead end, you need to set an inescapable commitment that makes backing out physically and financially painful. Imagine actually posting this to your social media right now. 100 days to lose 20 pounds, or I pay $200 to everyone who likes this. Suddenly, skipping the gym isn't just a private, quiet disappointment. It's a very public, very expensive disaster. Or think about signing up for a wildly expensive, non-refundable in-person class. When you feel the literal pain of that money leaving your bank account, your motivation completely shifts. By cutting off your own retreat, the drive to succeed just appears automatically. Part 2. Killing your old identity and the fear of wrong choices. This brings us to a crisis so many young professionals face today. That paralyzing fear of ruining a perfect resume or deviating from the good student track. We're so terrified of making a wrong choice that we end up making no choice at all, staying trapped in respectable jobs that completely drain our souls. But here is the crucial point. Holding on to your stable, impressive persona is exactly what is preventing you from growing. We spend our whole lives building up this character of the excellent student or the reliable employee. But to evolve, you literally have to let that version of yourself experience a metaphorical death. You have to be willing to look foolish, to be a beginner all over again, and to temporarily drop that shiny status. Think about it like a class change in a video game. Quitting a decent but hated job means losing your current stats, but you're gaining the absolute freedom to redefine who you are. If you've ever played an RPG, you know that if you want to switch from being a warrior to a mage, you can't just keep your heavy armor and your old level 99 stats. You have to reset. You have to drop the old gear. And yeah, giving up a prestigious but unfulfilling career feels incredibly risky. You lose your study narrative. But in that absolute empty space, that dead end of your old identity, you finally get the blank canvas you need to actually draw your true self. Part 3. Surviving the lowest point and navigating involution. So modern involution is basically the crushing weight of fierce competition and, let's be honest, unreachable housing markets. It leads to this huge temptation to lie flat, to just passively give up. That's a lot like slowly sinking in a swamp, where the environment dictates your fate. You feel hopelessly priced out and you say, well, if I can't win the game, I just won't play. But an active dead end is entirely different. It's an active choice. It's looking around at the bottom and realizing, hey, the downward pressure has finally stopped. Just like an investor who looks for the absolute bottom of a stock market crash to buy in, you can look at your lowest moments as the perfect entry point for massive future gains. Because when you're at your absolute lowest, you hold the ultimate advantage. If you risk it all and lose, you simply return to where you already are. There's this bizarre privilege in having literally nothing left to lose. When your baseline is zero, every single step you take upwards is pure profit. The fear of failure vanishes because the worst-case scenario isn't some terrifying, mysterious unknown. No, it's exactly the room you're sitting in right now. You turn a passive despair into an aggressive, weaponized advantage.
Part 4. Breaking the perfectionist illusion with the rough start.
We really have to shatter this toxic illusion that you need a flawless plan before you even begin. I mean, how many people do you know who want to start a YouTube channel or write a book or launch a business, but they're waiting until they have a better camera or more time or a perfectly polished business plan? Perfectionism is just a socially acceptable mask for fear. A rough, messy start is the absolute best dead end you can create for yourself because it literally forces you to adapt. First, throw yourself over the wall. If your bag is on the other side of a 10-foot brick wall, you can't just stand there analyzing the brickwork, right? You have to figure out how to climb. By launching something unpolished and raw, you throw your reputation over that wall. You trap yourself in a situation where you have absolutely no choice but to follow through and figure it out on the fly.
So let's break this intimidating process down into unavoidable actions. Tossing a rough draft out into the world puts you on a cliff edge where the pressure pretty much guarantees you will improve. Say you want to make videos. Don't go buy a $4,000 camera. Pick up the phone you already own, hit record, speak terribly, and publish it. What happens next? Well, you're exposed. The audience's gaze, the potential for mockery, or honestly, just the harsh reality of seeing your own flawed work creates a magnificent, deeply uncomfortable dead end. You can't unpublish it. Your only way out of that discomfort is to make the next one 10% better. You use the raw pressure of reality to forge your skills. Part 5. Force your own growth. The ultimate takeaway. So we've seen how manufacturing a dead end shatters procrastination, redefines your identity, weaponizes rock bottom, and completely crushes perfectionism. It is a total paradigm shift. Instead of waiting around for inspiration to strike or waiting for safety to be guaranteed, you're actively burning the boats. You're taking control of your environment by deliberately making it impossible to retreat back into your comfort zone. And this is the brutal truth of the whole concept. It's not that you must be ready to start, but starting forces you to get ready. The idea that you're going to one day magically feel ready is the biggest lie we are sold. Readiness is a myth. Competence is forged in the fire of consequence. You have to initiate the action, create that inescapable commitment, and let the sheer panic and necessity of the situation force you to become the person who is capable of handling it. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one final, urgent thought to carry into your day. Look at your own life. Where are you a little too comfortable? What major goal are you endlessly delaying because you know you have a soft mattress to fall back on if you do absolutely nothing? Your assignment is to find that safety net and cut it. Make a public bet. Delete the old safety file. Post the unpolished work. Throw yourself into the dead end and just watch how incredibly fast you learn to survive and thrive. Thanks for joining me, and I'll catch you in the next one.